Hello everyone and welcome to Rev Sports 5 p.m. show post match and today India has registered one of the biggest innings victory against Afghanistan. Indian team bowled out the Afghanistan team in 112 runs. Bowled out in the sense their last batter Sharifuddin Ashraf was unable to come to bat due to some injury issues, and Afghanistan got compiled in only 112 scores. So well played India, well played the whole team. I would say after the South Africa series, I could see a lot of underconfidence on their faces. But now the way they have batted, now the way they have bowled, it's commanding, it's amazing. So there are many positive points, I would say, from this particular test match for the upcoming WTC cycle. So one by one, I will ask both Shamikda and Bharat about what are the positive points you saw in this particular test match. Coming up to Shamikda first. So Shamikda, according to you, what are the positive points for India from this test match, particular test match?
See, it's a test match at the start. To start with, it's a test match against Afghanistan. That there's a Gulf in class, and you expect India to win handsomely. It's the biggest ever innings victory. That
Yes.
is fine. But given the Gulf in class, it was always going to happen. What happens for the at a lower level? Somehow, even you
Hmm.
still can negotiate pace. I'm not talking about top class pace, but you still can negotiate
Yeah.
pace. But when it comes to tackling Spain, you are all at sea, and that exactly is what happened. But I have obviously Manav Sutar. He is in August company on debut. He is the second best figures. These are the second best figures in the first innings, 6 wicket haul, 6 for 37 or something, and second best by an Indian spinner on debut after since Narendra Hirwani. Obviously, Narendra Hirwani
Hmm.
took an 8 for, and he took 16 wickets in
Yeah.
that game in
8 wicket.
Madras against 16 wickets
Hmm.
against the West Indies, Vivian Richards' West Indies in 1988. But it
Yeah.
yeah, 88, I guess. But this is very good, and I like of Dilip Doshi in this guy, in this young kid, Manav Sutar. Obviously, this boy
Hmm.
probably haven't even heard of Dilip Doshi from a different era, completely different era. But old timers will tell you, he has a bit of the way he approaches to the crease, that the way he bowls at the time of loading. I have spotted there's a bit of Dilip Doshi in this guy. Hopefully, he will go on and against tougher opponents will also deliver. But it's a fantastic start, and this is, I think, the biggest positive for India from this game is Manav Sutar. Otherwise, Shubman Gill
Hmm.
scoring a century, that was going to happen against a side like Afghanistan. Others who have scored runs, and the bowlers who have taken wickets, Kuldeep Yadav has taken wickets in the second innings. Washington Sundar has taken wickets in the second innings. But that sort of followed a script. But Manav Sutar on his debut, very well played.
Very rightly said, because Manav Sutar, again, I'll repeat the same thing. Like when a player is on his debut match, on his debut innings or whatsoever, people don't expect more from that particular player, keeping that in mind that it's his debut match. And irrespective of that, Manav Sutar, the way he batted also, like people are talking about his bowling, he batted and he added 28 runs and he batted well. So the way he played, he did shut down all the critics, everyone who were arising questions on him, that why he has been selected above Harsh Dubey and things like that. He took 6 wickets, and in the second innings he took 1 wicket. Coming to Bharat, according to you, what are the positives for Team India from this particular one-off test match? Manasutar is always obviously there, but apart from that, if any other points you have.
Yeah, I guess it was the first innings bowling performance. In the second innings, Afghanistan kind of threw the wickets away. I won't really consider what really happened in the second innings
Hmm.
because a lot of those wickets they were caught in the
Hmm.
boundary. Was trying to play shots. I guess Afghanistan lost their way after that first innings collapse. But in the first innings, most of those wickets were through good
Hmm.
bowling. Obviously, I have to talk about Manav Sutar, Saban, very much a classical spinner. He can flight the ball. He can also bowl at 90 kilometers per hour and still get enough purchase. I think that is the key point to look at with Manav Sutar. So he can do both. He can flight the ball. get some purchase, then he can go quicker through the air. That is almost like Jadeja's pace at 90, 92 kilometers per hour. I saw a stat where he
Hmm.
was getting 5 degrees of turn at 90 kilometers per hour. That is pretty good. So I think that is something that should hold someone like Sutar in good stead when he bowls on flat decks, other flat decks. This also decent conditions for batting, good conditions for batting. Even in other good conditions for batting, he should do well. Actually, I have a gut feeling that in the Gawati test, Manav Sutar might have done reasonably well because the conditions were pretty good for batting to
Hmm.
start with. Because he's someone who can also flight the ball and beat the batsman in the air. So yes, the first innings performance was good, as I noted yesterday. I thought Prasid also bowled really well in the first innings, took those 3 wickets on a pitch where there was hardly anything in
Hmm.
it for the fast bowlers. He got the ball to move around, and I like the fact that he attacked the
Hmm.
stumps a lot more, which is something that you should do in Indian conditions because in the past, in the Ranji Trophy, in the Dulip Trophy is tended to beat the bat a lot in Indian conditions by bowling the channel, but here he was attacking the stumps more often. So I think that was the biggest positive India's bowling performance in the first innings. In the second innings, I thought if a lot of those, as I noted, a lot of those batters just threw their wickets away, but still that 4 over spell from Siraj was good in that 40-degree heat or whatever it is. He was pushing his pace up to 140 kilometers per hour, 141 kilometers per hour. So that told something about his fitness. So yes, Indian batters scored all those runs, but in some good conditions for batting. I think the biggest positive for the Indian team was their bowling, especially in the first innings. A lot of those wickets came via some good bowling from the Indian bowlers.
Yes, and I really think that Washington Sundar did a great job too, because Washington Sundar being in the test side, he has gone through a lot of scrutiny. People were talking about him a lot, that how come this guy is there in the 11, how come this guy is there in the squad. He's not bowling much, he's not batting well, and many things were there. I think the way Washington Sundar bowled in the second innings, it was a great job. Yes, the catch which Shubman Gill took, I would give that wicket to Shubman Gill only because that catch was excellent. Most of the time, obviously, nobody does it on purpose, but most of the time, these kind of catches get dropped in the sense, the fingers are not underneath the ball because it's such a low catch. It's not an easy catch. So the way Shubman Gill did caught the ball, I think that wicket I'll give to Shubman Gill. But irrespective of that, Washington Sundar bowled really well. Again, coming to Prasidh Krishna did a great job, because I remember when he was bowling against England, in the England Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, people were tagging him and calling him a run machine and things like that, because he was getting hit for fours and sixes. Again, on the high end side, you can say that, oh my God, that is the England team, this is Afghanistan or whatsoever. But I think one deserves an appreciation when they do a good job. So Prasidh Krishna, but Mohammad Siraj, I had a lot of expectations from Mohammad Siraj in this series also. I have expectations from him in every match, in every series, irrespective of the format. But in this test match also, I had a lot of thinking in my mind that Mohammad Siraj will come up and take 4 wickets or 3 wickets, something like that. But no problem, he missed that. So do you, Shamikda, think that Mohammad Siraj was a bit ineffective in order of taking wickets, not about economy and things like that?
First of all, Mohammad Siraj has come into this game on the back of a very long season, IPL, grilling IPL, and it is intense heat under
Hmm.
the sweltering heat. I thought he bowled well within himself. He bowled well within
Hmm.
himself. It's a case of basically there was not much for the fast bowlers, and Siraj he has bigger assignments ahead. So from that point of view, second innings he bowled really well, I guess. Sometimes even if you bowl well, you don't get wickets. You don't have the wickets to throw for. But Siraj is India's one of biggest assets as far as bowling is concerned. See, when Bumrah will come back, Akashdeep will be fit. Akashdeep will be fit.
Hmm.
Then then Bumrah, Siraj, and Akashdeep. This is India's top three pace trio. This is India's fast bowling attack when Akashdeep will be fit. And then you have to consider Harshit Rana also. Harshit Rana is also
Hmm.
recuperating from an injury. So, but Siraj and Bumrah, followed by Akashdeep. This is India's pace attack going ahead. So from that point of view, Siraj, and you don't judge Siraj based on how
Huh.
he bowled against a side like
Hmm.
Afghanistan, but in the second innings I thought he bowled really well.
Yes, in the second innings he bowled very very well. But like whenever, like it's totally my point of view. But whenever I see Mohammad Siraj coming up with the ball in his hand, I always feel that yeah, wicket is coming. But in this match, he got only one wicket. I don't think there is much issues regarding Mohammad Siraj. But I hope that he takes wicket, and the way he bowled in this particular match, he bowls a bit more better in the upcoming series. Bharat, according to you, is there a problem with Mohammad Siraj's form, or you think that Mohammad Siraj's form is in a dip? Your opinion on this particular thing about Mohammad Siraj, because he's also not
The
getting
same
rest.
thing. See, these were good conditions for batting.
Hmm.
These were really good conditions for
Huh.
batting. Maybe there is a little bit of nip on day one.
Hmm.
Yes, in the first innings, maybe he was slightly off color. Maybe his pace partner bowled better than him, but still in the second innings with 40 degrees heat, Mohammad Siraj still pushed his pace up to 140 kilometers per hour. That's good to see, and I think in that 4 over burst, he bowled quite well. So there's not much to take from his perspective because these were really good conditions for batting. In these conditions, it's not so easy for a fast bowler, especially when the heat is so much. It is about 40 degrees, 42 degrees. So I thought both the pace bowlers bowled well. Yes, most likely Prasid bowled better in the first innings. But having said that, that 4 over burst from Siraj in the second innings was quite good. In these conditions, I guess when it comes to pace bowlers, you have to look. One has to look beyond those wickets because there wasn't much in it for a fast bowler
Yeah.
other than maybe day one, session one, when it nipped around a bit. Yes, when the Indian batters were looking for quick runs, they lost some wickets, and Afghanistani pacers took some wickets there. But there was little in it for the fast bowlers. The spinners had got a little more purchase from the surface. Obviously, it was not a square turner or anything on those lines, but they got a little more purchase. But from a fast bowler's perspective, there's very little in it. So I won't really criticize any of the fast bowlers bowling in these conditions. And actually, as I noted, that 4 over burst told you that his fitness is good because even after playing a long season of the IPL in the 40 degree heat, sorry, he was touching 140
Yeah, no
kilometers
issues.
per hour
Hmm.
under 40 degree heat.
Very rightly said, because again, when I was asking you the question, I said that Mohammad Siraj is not getting rest because touchwood, he always stays fit, because he is a very fit kind of bowler. He's a very fit kind of player who is always available whenever Team India needs him. In Border Gavaskar Trophy, he did not bowl less over. He bowled a lot of over, but Jasprit Bumrah was so good in that particular series that all the spotlight and limelight went to Jasprit Bumrah, and he deserves that. No disrespect, he deserves that. The way he bowled in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. In Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, I don't think it's very easy to defend 35, 37 runs in the flat tracks of England, having 5, 6 wickets in hand. So he did that also. So I really hope that Mohammad, because, like whenever you open the scorecard and you look at it, you have a good read about it. And the people who haven't watched the match, they will think there's a zero in front of Mohammad Siraj's wicket column in the first innings. I'm talking about second innings, he took one wicket. So that's the thing. I really wish to see more wickets on his column also, like, because he is also one of my favorite. And I think the way he bowls, the way he bowled in the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy, he is most of the people's favorite now in red ball. He is great in red ball. But again, coming to the point, Kuldeep Yadav was not in a good touch. Kuldeep Yadav was not the Kuldeep Yadav which we know. But in the second innings, again, he came, he took back to back wickets, he did a good job. So I really think that Kuldeep Yadav particular bowling knock was also very good. Shamikda, what are your viewpoints about Kuldeep Yadav in the second innings? I think he did a good job in that inning.
Uh, very happy for Kuldeep Srishti. But before
Yeah.
that, as you mentioned, Siraj and workload.
Hmm.
I must tell you that among all the fast bowlers all over the world,
Hmm.
he probably has the highest workload threshold. He is a
100%.
tiger. He is a tiger. I mean, he's sort of lion-hearted. who is always ready to put his body on the line. And now coming back to Kuldeep, really, I'm very, very happy for him. He had a poor IPL. He had a poor IPL. He was dropped from India's T20I squad. So, all said and done, things were not going well for him. And respective of the opponents, the wickets he took, that will give him a lot of confidence. Uh, for any cricketer, for the batsman, it is about taking wickets, runs, respective of the opponents, and for the bowlers, it is about taking wickets. And in the second innings, it felt like he was gradually. I will not say he's still 100%. I'm not talking about fitness in terms of rhythm, in terms of getting into the group. He's still not 100%. But second innings, it felt like slowly but steadily he's getting into that group. He has some way to go as yet. Maybe by the time the tests in Sri Lanka arrive in August, he will be in full throttle. He will be in his element. He will be in his element, and India need him to be in top shape in Sri Lanka because the pitches there will be assisting turn, and India need their most experienced. Obviously not most experienced because Ravindra Jadeja will be touring Sri Lanka. Ravindra Jadeja will be picked for the two tests in Sri Lanka, but also Kuldeep is one of the senior bowlers, and India will need him to be in top shape for the two test series in Sri Lanka.
Yes, because I really feel that again, if you have to win a particular series, if you have to win a particular tournament, you need your bowlers to fire up. Bowlers win you the tournament, batsmen win you the matches. That's the mantra I always keep in my mind because if you have to win a tournament, you need your bowlers to do a good, great job. You can't help it. You cannot win with their less contribution. Coming to Bharat, Bharat, what is your opinion on Kuldeep's bowling in the second innings?
Srishti, before
Yes.
you ask the next question, I mean, there is a
Yeah.
substitution. There is a substitution like football, or you can draw the cricket analogy and say an impact player is coming on. I am Surya Kumar Yadav is batting. And I am
Okay.
writing a copy on him. So I will go back to the praise box to watch Surya and write a copy. And Shudisha is also here at Wankhede.
Okay.
She will join. She is coming in as an impact sub, and she is doing for
Okay.
this. So the substitution is about to happen. And on that note, I'm taking your leave, and Shudisha is joining.
Okay, okay. No
Okay.
problem, Shobhik. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so coming to Bharat, Bharat, what is your opinion? What is your viewpoint on Kuldeep Yadav's bowling in the second innings? Because see, I'm so happy after seeing him bowl so well in the second innings.
Yeah, see, Kuldeep Yadav, I think he's lost a little bit of confidence in his bowling.
Hmm.
That is how it feels like that after especially not so good IPL. In the first innings, obviously, he was down on confidence. In the second innings, see what happened in the second innings, as I noted, a lot of batters threw their wickets away. So I'm not very sure uh, how much we can look at the wickets that fell in the second innings. But yes, any wicket that you take, it would really boost your confidence. Hopefully, Kuldeep Yadav will be back to his best somewhere in the future. I think he has lost that little bit of revs that he used to get. Somewhere it feels as if he was imparting more revs on the ball in the past. It's not getting that. It's never a good sign when a finger spinner comes in and gets more purchase than a wrist spinner, especially if you're a traditional wrist spinner. And that's what has happened to him in the last couple of test series. First, it was Simon Harbour who came out to India and got more purchase than a wrist spinner. And here, Manav Sutar got more purchase than his spin colleague. So that is something that would bother Kuldeep Yadav. But any wickets that you take would definitely uh, boost your confidence, and hopefully Kuldeep Yadav will be back to his best in the near future.
I really hope that he is back in his best very soon, Bharat, because I really feel because like if you are going to play in Sri Lanka against Sri Lanka, you need your best test of the best spinners to be in form. Jadeja is there, everyone is there, but you need them in form, so that is very important. So yeah, the way Shamik sir said impact player Sudisha is here. Okay, so Sudisha, I would like to ask you the same question which I asked to Bharat and Shamik sir. According to you, what are the positive points for Team India in this particular test match? One of test match.
According to me, the obvious highlight, obvious positives of today's match was Manav Suthar. Have we talked about the fact that after Ravichandra Ashwin, he is the one who has in his debut, you know, took 6 wickets? Have we talked about that? Okay,
We were
so
talking
yes.
about it. We are just asking about your point of view on today's particular match.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
feel like
Hmm.
he's proving why he's a good choice for as a person who has just started with his test series career. And after Manav Sudhar, I think according to me, Shubman, we haven't talked enough about Shubman.
Huh.
As someone who has started with his captaincy in Test series, he did not take much pressure of it. He also performed very well today. Then after that, we can also talk about Rishabh Pant, right? Uh,
Yeah.
his IPL season was not that. Up to the mark, but again he had a good redemption, and he scored about three consecutive six also today, which is also a great sign towards the fact that he
Hmm.
is getting back in his form, and then that we might be able to see more of his good games in the future. And yeah, I feel KL Rahul is also someone who performed well today as a batter. He also scored a century. So yeah, these are the positives for according to me. I feel like Shubman should get more credit for according to the performance that he had today. He should
Hmm.
get more credits too.
Yeah, very rightly said because again the batting was also under the radar, which I remember after the South Africa series. The batting was also in a lot of questions because Indian batters were unable to chase 150, unable to good score good runs. So the batting was also very important, and I really feel after this performance, Bharat, Indian batting would also be very much pumped up and confident. You can say that again, it's against Afghanistan. It's not the strongest of the strong team, but in order to gain confidence, you need to perform well in front of every opponent, irrespective how strong they are or how weak they are. It really doesn't matter when your own form is not perfect, which was earlier, right? So, do you think that the batting, which did struggle till the last series, is doing a better job now? Like we can count on them when they go to Sri Lanka, face Sri Lankan spinners?
Yes, see, confidence, they will definitely gain confidence. If you go and score 500 odd runs, then the batters
Hmm.
would be feeling confident because a lot of them got runs, a few of them got hundreds. So, in that sense, it would boost their confidence. But having said that, we have to take into consideration the bowling was quite modest. They would face different kinds of spinners in Sri Lanka. Spinners who bowl quicker through the air. Afghanistan spinners bowled somewhere around 80 kilometers per hour, 82 kilometers per hour. That is not how a modern day spinner operates. A modern day spinner will bowl quicker than that. So, in that sense, we will get to see a different kind of template in Sri Lanka. But having said that, yes, it is true that if you get runs on the board, it would boost your confidence. It's similar in other sports as well. It could be
Hmm.
the greatest player, whoever it is, Djokovic or Nadal, whoever it is. If you lose a few games and then if you win even the first round against a not so good opponent, it would only boost your confidence going forward, because you would think that yes, I won a game now. Now my game is somewhere back to its best. So that is something similar. What would have happened to the Indian batters? Because they would be now thinking that yes, I have runs. We have runs under the belt, under our belts, and now we can go and get some runs in Test cricket as well.
Very rightly said, because again, when they were unable to score runs, they went through a lot of scrutiny again. But now, when they have scored runs, I think they did a good job, and it would be good for them for the upcoming series, upcoming test matches. That would be very important because the WTC cycle is literally on the line. It is very tough to qualify in this particular season, in this particular cycle. But I really feel that I don't know why why I'm such an optimistic person. After this also I'm saying कि maybe like kya pata things kya pata qualify kar jaye and things like that. I don't know when I'll grow up. But anyways, Sudisha, coming to you, uh, you saw Indian teams batting. They did bat really well. So do you think that this must have boosted the confidence of the Indian batter, keeping the upcoming matches against Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, against New Zealand in New Zealand? Both are the tough tours. So do you think that they now will do a better job than earlier after these more runs they have scored in their home conditions?
Shrishti, even I haven't grown up like you. Even I have a lot of optimism when it comes to Indian cricket team. I also feel like the same thing. They will gain that confidence, and even after whatever
Hmm,
today's match, or upcoming matches,
hmm,
whichever is going to come, I have a strong feeling that they will do it, because performance also, if you see individually, if you see as a team, uh, according to today's performance only, it was up to the mark. I feel it was up to the mark. So it gives a lot of point of hope that the batting is going to get better. It will not They might not have a step back, because if you see
yeah.
all the players, like whoever we talked about in the positives also, they are pretty they are at a stage where they are neither too young, except if we
Hmm,
if we exclude Suthar, if we exclude
hmm,
Shubman Gill also, the players are neither too young, neither too old. So
hmm.
neither very experienced. So I think this is the perfect
Yeah,
time when they also get to grow individually, so that they can have their inputs in the team also. So I have a belief
yeah.
too that they are going to improve in the future matches too.
Bharat must be thinking, ki, how come these people are so optimistic after the recent performance? But like I always have hope, even if there's a 1% chance. I can't help it. That's my real
I
side,
think
which
I think that
keeps
is the
on coming out.
that is the fan
Yeah,
within us.
that Yeah, so I think it will keep coming out till till the time India has been knocked out of the race from the race. I'll keep speaking that still like this team loses from that team and things like that, and then we can qualify. I'll keep speaking. I can't help it. That's the thing I was unable to change in myself. But anyways, Bharat, do you think that it would be obviously it's not easy, but do you think that after this India can qualify for the WTC final? Very bad question I'm asking, but still. Just I want to know your point of view. That's all.
No, maybe I will start with a joke. Somewhere during the 2022 Australian Open, Nadal was losing to Medvedev in that final, or it seemed that way in the third set. Then I went towards
Mhm.
the Shirdi Sai Baba temple and prayed, and
Yeah.
miraculously went on to win that in 3 sets. Maybe something on those lines could help the Indian team. Leaving aside that joke, see, it's going to be obviously tough from here on. This is very much a team in a transitional phase. There are problems in that test side. I can see a few holes. Still, that number three
Mhm.
slot, you're never sure. Even though Sai Sudarshan did well here, still there are question marks over that. There could be question marks over even couple of batters slightly down the order. Although I think Jurel will be picked for a few more test matches, and there are still a few question marks about the bowling attack. So it's going to be tough, but we never say never. Who knows if you suddenly gain momentum, win some test matches, India might go on to qualify. But after playing in Sri Lanka, they're going to play New Zealand as well, and New Zealand,
Yeah.
as I noted, they will come hard at India with I don't know how many hundreds of wobble seam merchants. Everyone will bowl wobble seam in New Zealand.
Yes.
That is for 100% sure. You will hardly see any swing with them. You will only see wobble seam with this particular team. Everyone does that on grassy pitches. So I think that is going to be a stern test. If somehow India come out on top in New Zealand, which is where India have generally struggled there, then I think
Hmm.
anything can happen. But those two test matches are going to be quite tough, even more so than the test matches in Sri Lanka, where I think India will at least win one test match against this Sri Lankan team.
I really hope that they win. I really hope that they win both the matches against Sri Lanka. Again, it's a very big ask. It's a very big ask. I know. I accept that, but I really hope I can just hope well for Indian team to do a good job, to do well. Apart from that, New Zealand is an opponent not only in red ball and white ball. Also, they have troubled Indian team a lot, a lot. People talk about Australia, but New Zealand, like in Hindi में से कि वो कहीं पीछे नहीं है. They have given us a lot of heartbreaks. WTC to 2021, ODI World Cup 2019, they have given us many heartbreaks, and they are a good team. They have won the WTC final against us only, against Indian team in 2021. They are a good team. They do a good job, and in front of India, they historically do a good job. In the current scenario, obviously Indian team in ODIs and T20Is are doing a better job, but again, you never know what New Zealand can do. They can do anything, anytime. There is no doubt. Before we wrap the show quickly, I think we should talk about a bit about Afghanistan team also. They also came to play. So Bharat, coming to you first only, what were the things which you liked about this Afghanistan team who faced India at their home conditions?
Yeah, the discipline in the ball in hand, especially up front. I think
Hmm.
their bowlers were disciplined, got a little bit of nip off the deck. So that was
Hmm.
one of the impressive parts. For long periods, their bowlers seem to be bowling with good disciplines. I'm not saying they were great,
Hmm.
but at least they kept the runs down to some extent. And with the bat in hand in the first innings, they showed some application. I thought it was good bowling that resulted in a lot of those wickets. But in the second innings, it seemed as if Afghanistan's players were ready to pack their bags and go to the next
Hmm.
destination. That basically lost the game by then. A lot of those wickets were just thrown away. That is why I didn't really talk about India's second innings performance, barring that one spell
Yeah.
from Siraj when I think he was touching 140 kilometers per hour, because a lot of those wickets were just gifted away to the Indian bowlers. So that is where Afghanistan have to improve. Is they have to improve on the skill factor as well. But in Test cricket, you have to fight for longer periods. It's not just about 10 overs, 12 overs in T20 cricket or in 50-over cricket. If you do well across 30, 40 overs, you might go on to win the game. But that's not the case in Test cricket. They also dropped a few chances, couple of chances up front. If they had taken those chances, it could have been much better for Afghanistan. So they have to fight for longer periods if they have to compete more in Test cricket. But they've definitely improved compared to that one-off test that I saw between India and Afghanistan some 7 years ago. After that, obviously, they have played enough test matches. Maybe if and when, I don't know if he will come back, if and when Rashid Khan comes back, the spin attack will look a little better because I thought it was a little bit pedestrian, the spinners. But still, overall basis for an inexperienced side, they did okay. Did okay.
Hmm.
But in the second innings, by the second innings, it was clear that Afghanistan's team, they were just players just wanted to pack their bags and go to the next destination.
Yeah, very rightly said. I was feeling that they were very much getting tortured by the heat, so they thought, "Ki, let it be, guys. We are unable to win anyway, so let it be." Sudisha, coming to you, your opinion on Afghanistan team in this particular one-off test match. Do you see any positives from them?
I feel I won't comment much on that. I would just say that
Hmm.
the credit should be given to play in such a heat, in such a situation. More than them, I think our Indian men should be given. I always call the players as our men. I never mention them as players, sportsmen. I just can
Yeah.
say they are our men. So our men should be given more credit. They were playing IPL the whole time.
Hmm.
A few of them.
Yeah.
But then again, talking about Afghanistan, I felt I'll just use one word, which is predictable. They
Yeah.
felt very predictable. Again, we talked about improvement. They have improved, but still, I think there are certain points that they should be working on. It's and in terms of winning, I feel even though our men won this one, uh, there should be some credit given there also in terms of improvement. So yeah, they were pretty predictable. That's it.
Yeah, okay. So according to me, Afghanistan team played really well, irrespective of the situations they have, in their country and whatsoever the things they are facing. So I really feel the way they are coming up in red ball also. Red ball is again a very new site for them, very new format for them. It's not been much longer. They have been playing red ball. They are giving tough competitions to big teams in white ball. So I really hope that whenever Indian team faces Afghanistan the next time, I wish that they can put more and more of a competition to Indian team. I'm not saying who will win, who will lose. That's totally up to that particular day. That's totally up to the game. Anybody can beat anyone. As simple as that. But I hope that whenever Afghanistan will come to face India next time, I hope that we can see a more better fight than which we saw right now. Azmatullah Umarzai, maybe if he gets picked, he does a better job in the upcoming series whenever they come to play against India. So I think that would be it for now. We discussed each and everything, each and every point of view of this Indian test side. And again, me, Bharat, and Sudisha can just hope and just sit with fingers crossed that Indian team gets qualified for the WTC final, and we will be like, yay, happy, happy. So hopefully we will be able to see that. So that would be it for now. For more such news, updates, and latest news, keep watching Rep Sports. Thank you so much.